Imagine a collision between two welterweights headed in opposite directions. One, the powerhouse striker, whose devastating spinning heel kick went viral even before he became a household name. The other, a relentless pressure wrestler, former interim champion, known for suffocating opponents with forward motion and a tireless pace. Now, imagine them in Tampa's packed Amalie Arena in December 2024, about to face off not just to win, but to determine the future of the welterweight division. The question on everyone's mind: who will finish? Who will make the decisive statement? That's the story of Joaquin Numansa Buckley versus Colby Chaos Covington, a stylistic clash with implications far beyond a single fight. Buckley, on a hot streak after dropping to welterweight, seeks a first crack at gold. Covington, a former interim champion struggling through a slump, wants to show he still belongs among the elite. Let's unravel the tale. By autumn 2024, Buckley had become a striking spectacle. After back-to-back knockouts over Stephen Thompson, Vicente Luque, and Andre Fialho, he entered UFC Tampa riding a 5-fight win streak. 4 of those wins were finishes, which caught attention for their timing and brutality, especially his spectacular KO of Alessio Di Chirico in 2021 that became one of UFC's most viewed knockout videos. That night, he embraced the nickname New Mansa, a nod to his striking force and his resurgence in the middleweight ranks. Now, at 30 years old and stepping into his first UFC main event, Buckley's ambition was rising faster than ever. Covington, at 36, carried a different narrative. Once an interim champion and perennial top contender, he had pushed for undisputed gold multiple times, but always fell short against Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards. His last high-profile attempt came in December 2023, a decision loss to Edwards. After a year on the sidelines and parting ways with American Top Team, he accepted a short-notice call-up to face Buckley in Tampa. With Covington's notorious cardio and wrestling pedigree, many believed he could dismantle Buckley by grafting him to the cage and stealing a decision. What made the bout fascinating was the stark contrast. Buckley's strategy revolved around early fireworks, a one-punch knockout or spinning strike while keeping distance. In interviews, he talked openly about wanting a devastating KO and the chance to prove he belonged among the contenders, potentially eyeing top names like Kamaru Usman or Bilal Muhammad next. Covington, in contrast, spoke confidently of drowning Buckley in relentless wrestling, breaking his will, dragging him into deep grappling waters, and galvanizing a 5-round beatdown. Experts were divided. Gilbert Burns, former interim welterweight champion and teammate of both fighters, warned that Buckley's striking could deliver early shock. Still, Covington's wrestling and durability could shift the balance mid to late. Henry Cejudo even put Buckley over as his pick for the finish, citing Covington's predictability and Buckley's aggressive versatility. Kamaru Usman agreed with the matchup logic, noting Buckley's size and combination power, but believed Covington's wrestling could still tilt it over time. And then came fight night, December 14th, 2024. Amalie Arena was buzzing. 20,000-strong crowd, main card heat, ESPN cameras ready. Buckley emerged with roaring support. Covington marched out with defiant purpose, sure he'd recaptured momentum tonight. The officials lined up. 2 men faced off, one hungry to prove, the other determined to reclaim. From the start, Buckley's speed and power landed. In round 1, he cracked Covington with crisp combinations, opening a nasty cut over Covington's right eye. It looked serious, a potential early factor. Covington pressed forward, attempting takedowns, but Buckley defended well, sprawling and forcing him to engage from the clinch without falling to top control. Buckley lit him up with knees and elbows. Covington, uncharacteristically illuminated by cut and damage, appeared rattled. Body shots from Buckley noticeably sapped his energy. As the second round began, Buckley's power jab and leg kicks reinforced that physical advantage. Covington did manage one takedown mid-round 2, but Buckley was active on the mat, using scrambles and movement to stay in Covington's half guard, never allowing him to settle into dominant position. And while Covington's output remained consistent, Buckley matched him shot for shot and often found higher percentages. Covington landed 19 significant strikes, but Buckley landed 28 per post-fight stats. The cut above Covington's eye worsened. He was bleeding into the round. Enter the third. Buckley once again met pressure head-on, unloading powerful combos as Covington dipped for takedowns. The doctor stood at ringside, eyeing that cataract cut. Around the 4.5-minute mark, the cut's position was so bad they couldn't risk it. As the doctor took a look, the fight was halted. Buckley won by TKO due to doctor stoppage at 3:42 of round 3. He looked stronger, fresher, and his advanced striking had won the night. The doctor's intervention didn't feel premature. It felt like the fight had tilted decisively. Post-fight, Buckley had that electrifying glow. From underdog fighter to legitimate star with back-to-back main event knockout finishes. He said he felt he did enough to secure a title shot in 2025 and even allowed the crowd to help pick his next opponent. Usman drew the loudest cheer, signaling a new chapter in Buckley's career. Covington, meanwhile, was left bleeding, broken-eyed, and needing serious re-evaluation. He'd lost 3 of his last 4, never landing a win since dropping his interim title shot. His promise to drown Buckley in wrestling had been broken. He'd need to rebuild, maybe move down a level, maybe change camps. But through it all, what stands clear is the lesson in styles and timing. Buckley's hypothesis paid off. He struck fast, struck hard, and capitalized on early damage to end the fight. Covington's game, despite its pedigree, was vulnerable, especially when his grappling couldn't control pace or when he faced severe damage. So, who will finish? On that night, Buckley did. The spotlight shifted. The striker who once lit up social media delivered once more. Covington has work ahead if he wants to return to top-tier status. But here's the intrigue. Buckley gloried in asking the crowd, do they want Edwards, Usman, or Muhammad next? His tactical mind was as on display as his fists. And he left no illusions. He's here to take names, make statements, and force titles. By contrast, Covington, battered yet defiant, still has time to rebuild. He's just 36, with wrestling as his foundation. But he needs to address durability, striking defense, and the mental reset after a tough performance. In Tampa, Buckley didn't just finish Covington. He announced himself as a major contender, a warrior with power, poise, and timing. Covington's journey continues, but the momentum has decisively swung. So the battle lines are drawn. Buckley, ascending with brutal finishes and a vision for gold. Covington, forced into reflection, fighting for resurgence. That's the answer to who will finish. In UFC Tampa's memory, Joaquin Buckley answered, and the welterweight division forever changed. Curious for the next chapter? Who will Buckley face next? Drop your predictions below, smash that like, and subscribe for every deep goes into the evolving story of combat sports.